issue. And George Russell tries to go round the outside at turn number 12. Charles Leclerc has absolutely none of it, and off the exit, Russell deploys more battery to the outside. He goes. Charles Leclerc has to start recharging, and there's absolutely nothing can be done. Down the inside goes George Russell into P1. He is our new race leader, but Charles Leclerc's not giving up the fight so easily. On this lap, he's going to have the overtake button, and well, let's see how it works out. Is he going to get the move done? Is he going to be stuck behind George Russell? Here they go, down the start-finish straight and up towards turn number 1. Charles Leclerc is going 10 kilometers per hour quicker down the start-finish line. Look at this, 290 Ks for Russell, Charles Leclerc 300. Okie dokes, well, it looks like the overtake mode is working. And Lewis Hamilton, fastest lap of the race. The Ferrari is looking good in race conditions. Max Verstappen making steady progress up the field. 15th position for him so far. Oliver Behrman yet again is quickest down the start-finish straight, but he is still dropping a little bit off the back of Gabriel Bortoleto there. Right, all right. The rookies are incredible. Yes, Lindblad, 5th position. And Hadjar, of course, rookie last year, 4th position for him. He's lost a position off the race start to the Ferraris that are an absolute powerhouse. And Charles Leclerc, through turn number 12, absolutely sends it. And, I mean, that was very much like Fernando Alonso at Suzuka 130R. Just round he goes. See you later. Thank you very much. And Russell tries to re-overtake him into turn number 12, but Leclerc has absolutely none of it. So late on the brakes for Charles Leclerc, and he retakes the race leader position off George Russell. Well,
oh god.
Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Here he goes again. Hamilton is approaching. Charles Leclerc has caused Russell to lose time. Lewis Hamilton now is on the back of George Russell. It is a 3-way fight for P1. Here we go, 1 year on from the team radio saying must be the water, how the turns have tabled and how Ferrari are doing today. Lewis Hamilton a little twitch of the rear as he exits turn number 1 and turn number 3 as he's now approaching the dirty air of George Russell's Formula 1 car. Fernando Alonso in P12, the Honda power unit in an absolute shambles, but still, somehow Alonso is hanging on for dear life there on those soft tyres. Must be the rear wing, must be, I don't know what it is, must be the turbo, that's what it is. It must be the turbo, must be the skill. Either way, George Russell is not giving up the fight so easily, and he's going to be pushing Charles Leclerc right down to the wire here. In they go through turn number 12, cannot make a move on this occasion. Esteban Ocon is quickest in the second sector, and he's about to overtake Lando Norris. Esteban Ocon with the Haas car is about to overtake the defending world champion Lando Norris. Is it hammer time? It most certainly is hammer time, ladies and gentlemen. Charles Leclerc in the clean air, he's going to have a little bit fresher tyres compared to George Russell. Russell's going to have more dirty air, more sliding. Okay, let's have a look at the fastest lap speed here. You can see Russell 5 kilometers per hour quicker down the straight.
The clear fastest lap, 1, 2, 4, 5, 5, 3.
Quicker than George Russell. Antonelli sends one to the inside of Lindblad, and that is job done for Kimi Antonelli. Overtake complete, and 5th position for the Mercedes driver. Kimi is flying indeed he is.
Kimi P5.
Right. Tifosi, we are so back. A fastest lap of the race from Charles Leclerc. Oh my goodness me. I mean, wait, what's this? Deployment, we are looking into it. Is this the new Ferrari phase of this season? It's not we are checking, it's we are looking into it. Look at the team radios there, down there for Lewis Hamilton. Okay. It looks like, yeah, they're getting continued vibrations down there for Cadillac, Sergio Perez, and they've got some more issues that they've got to stabilise with Valtteri Bottas. But Ollie Behrman now quickest in the middle sector. So it looks like the Haas cars have got so much deployment in sector number 2. And, well, some serious pace. Albon overtakes Fernando Alonso. Alonso's pace dropping off a little bit there. We'll see what Alonso can do. But up at the lead of the race, the gap is 9/10 of a second. And Charles Leclerc, purple sector 1, yellow sector 2. And we'll see what he does as he comes across the line. Max up into P12. He is charging up the field on hard tyres as well. That means
No,
at the
1
end of the
minute
race,
34.
when Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton are all
Leclerc,
on used hard tyres,
1
they've done so
minute
many laps on them,
33.91.
Verstappen is going to be on a fresh set of medium tyres, or maybe even a fresh set of soft tyres. Who knows? Only time will tell. But right now, it is looking like it is the year of the horse, the year of the prancing horse, the Scuderia that haven't won since 2007. 16 years on, here we are. Wait, no, 19 years on, and here we are. And that launch from Charles Leclerc, incredible amounts of wheel spin for Kimi Antonelli. He totally bodged that one up.
Berman
He breezes
P10 or
past
Comp P8.
both of the cars. I mean,
Norris
it was almost
P7.
like Leclerc was driving on 0% AI.
Hi, Jordan and Brad.
George Russell
Racing
purple
Bulls
in sector number 1, and he is closing in rapidly. He tries to go around the outside at turn number 10. It's not going to happen. And now heading towards turn number 11. Hamilton's dropped a little bit further back, and Russell gaining, looks to the inside. Will Charles Leclerc be able to defend? He does. Charles Leclerc pulling off an incredible defensive maneuver, putting his car exactly where it needs to be, squeezes Russell right to the inside, and swoops around the outside, does Charles Leclerc. What a move from the Monegasque. Antonelli into P4, gets ahead of Isaac Hadjar. It's Ferrari versus Mercedes 2018.
Now, Verstappen P11,
Welcome
Albon
back.
P13.
And Red Bull seem to be the third fastest car. All right, go for the Ferrari team. We got 26,000 people tuned into the live stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in, folks. If you haven't smashed that like button, be sure to do so. I hope that you're enjoying the commentary. So much action has taken place. It's only lap number 7. 7 of 58. 52 laps remain of action. And, oh my goodness me. Okay. Lance Stroll is last, and Fernando Alonso is rapidly dropping backwards down the grid. What's Russell said over the radio? I think Russell's complaining over the radio. Is this something new? Not really. Max is moving up through the grid, P11 for Max Verstappen, and he is slowly but steadily making some solid progress. Norris is still stuck behind Lindblad and unable to make that many moves right now. Okay. All right, folks, when everyone comes into the pit, will Max Verstappen lead the race at some point today? Because you've got to remember, everyone ahead of him is going to have to come into the pit lane. The drivers lose 19.3 seconds through a pit stop. And if everyone was to pit right now, Max Verstappen, well, all of the medium tyres runners was to pit right now, Max would come out in the lead of this race. But the pit stop window is much closer to around lap number 20, 24 or so. We'll see. Okay. Up at the front, the gap is 6 tenths a second. Kimi Antonelli, purple, our overall fastest lap of the race. So it seems like Kimi Antonelli is now going to try and approach Lewis Hamilton and see what goes on there. The pit stop windows between lap number 20 and 24, that's what we're looking at for the medium tyre runners. George Russell sends one to the inside of turn number 3. Charles Leclerc breaks later than him, but Russell has the inside line. There's nothing that Charles Leclerc could do. Leclerc thought he could brake later, and he did, but Russell had the inside line, and that is the position lost there for Charles Leclerc. And well, we'll see if he can re-overtake him. 4 tenths is the gap. He's not going to get overtake mode on this lap, but he does get the slipstream, and he's trying to go around the outside at turn number 9, and he does so. Leclerc re-overtakes George Russell. Oh my goodness me, what a move there, folks. What a move from Charles Leclerc.
So 1 minute 5.19.
This regulation might be peak. I mean, look, folks, we are definitely getting a lot more racing, but is this just due to the fact that someone's battery's at 100%, someone's battery's at 0%? Does it matter? I don't know. It's up to you guys to decide. But I can tell you for a fact that a lot of the overtakes that are going on are happening because one driver's battery's at 100, the other driver's battery's at 0, and they're swapping who's recharging and who's deploying. Either way, the overtaking is good, the racing is good. Does it matter? We'll wait and see. Okay, George Russell back up into P1, down the main straight, says see you later, thank you very much. Down the inside he goes. Leclerc can do huge lockup, and he gets and he starts scraping across the floor. Leclerc says, "Thank you very much. I'll overtake you again." And that was a crazy lockup. And here comes Hamilton, and it's a three-way fight now. Russell is about to get screwed over by Charles Leclerc.
Like a four-way
He's backing
fight.
him up. Lewis Hamilton
Even
nearly goes round the
even
outside
Kimi.
of George Russell. Oh my goodness me! We haven't had a battle like this in a very, very long time. And Hamilton is catching Leclerc, the new race leader,
Hamilton's
and
catching
he's going to start
Leclerc's
backing George Russell up
P1.
into Lewis Hamilton. Will we get a Ferrari P12, Ferrari 1-2 at some point during this race? Is that going to happen? Max Verstappen up into 10th position. He's just making steady progress lap after lap.
P10, Gasly
and sector
P9.
after sector, he's gaining time, making overtakes. Pierre Gasly says over the radio, "Mate, we need to stop." He's only done 9 laps on these medium tires. Stop go penalty. Stop go penalty for Franco Colapinto. Start procedure infringement. I don't know what Colapinto did, but a stop go penalty has been handed out for Franco Colapinto. Okie dokes, 28,000 people tuning into live stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you all are enjoying the coverage. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate this so far, and I will continue to commentate this right till the end of the season. Looks like it's going to be mega. This season is going to be absolutely peak. It's about to be a 4-car fight. Kimi Antonelli is approaching, and I cannot wait. Folks, what is the most appropriate music for me to be playing in my headphones right now for this battle going on? I mean, has it got to be Skyfall? It's got to be something else, right? I'm not sure. It's hammer time. It is hammer time indeed. Bottas makes the Franco Colapinto into the pits. He serves his stop-go penalty. Sergio Perez still complaining about the vibrations. Vibrations are very, very bad. Hamilton over the radio. He says, "Let me know which corners am I losing." Let's look at a reply here. Exit of turn number 2, you're losing. Entry of turn number 3, too aggressive. Entry of 13, take it easy. Oh my goodness me. Hamilton has got a team radio, a good race engineer. He answers him instantly. Look at that. There's a 4-second delay between Hamilton asking the question and him getting an answer. And Riccardo Adami's gone, and Hamilton's got a good team race engineer for once. Okay.
Lap 11, Leclerc's doing the lead.
That is exactly what he needs.
Russell
That is exactly what he
P2,
needs. Max
Hamilton
Verstappen
P3,
up into P9.
Antonelli
Oh my
P4.
goodness me. Next up, Esteban Ocon is on the overtaking list. Let's see what he can do. Purple in the middle sector there for Max Verstappen.
Verstappen is
Okay.
P9.
And look, more coaching. Look at this. Another 40 seconds. He says the mid corner of turn number 5, the exit of turn number 2, earlier on the throttle. Look at this. This is great for Lewis Hamilton. He's getting the information that he needs. He's approaching the back of George Russell. And Toto Wolff is not looking so smug, is he, right now? You know, he was very, very smug yesterday, being like, "Oh, look at me. We were sandbagging the whole time. We're 8/10 clear of the competition." Doesn't look like that's happening today, does it? George Russell isn't having such a good time. We'll see what the drivers say in terms of the overtaking right now, because Leclerc is, I'm sure Leclerc's loving it.
VSD, virtual safety
Hadjar
car.
drops down 2
Virtual
positions. What's
safety
going on
car.
there with Isaac Hadjar? Oh my goodness me, Hadjar's dropping back, further back. Is he stopped? Is he going slowly? Isaac Hadjar potentially going slowly at turn number 9. Engine issues potentially for Isaac Hadjar.
Mechanic DNF.
looks to be
Mechanic
correct. He is going
DNF.
slowly.
Yes. Virtual safety car. Virtual safety car.
Smoke out the car. Fire out the back of Isaac Hadjar's car, and that is a VSC probably going to get deployed. The first DNF of the season. VSC deployed, and is it time to pit, folks? The pit stop window is lap number 20. The drivers on the soft tyres are going to love this. Carlos Sainz, he should come into the pits right now. So should Fernando Alonso. It makes the most sense to come into the pit lane, to come in for a fresh set of tyres. We've got a few drivers approaching the pit lane. Norris into the pits, Ocon into the pits, Gasly into the pits,
Sainz.
and Behrman and Borsaletto continue on. Let's see, Sainz into the pits as expected. Fernando Alonso probably will be coming into the pits as well. Second seat curse, but it is
box.
It is power unit problems down at Red Bull Ford. It's a Red Bull Ford powertrain, and it seems like the engine has gone boom. I guess Nico Hulkenberg is technically the first retiree, but in terms of race conditions, first mechanical DNF during the race. Isaac Hadjar is the first one to retire. Quite a few drivers into the pit lane now. Alonso into the pits, Stroll into the pits as well. And okay, Well, this is it, folks. This is it. Has the curse started? I mean, it's just not great, really. It's not great. We'll see. You know, they'll confirm shortly what the issue was, and
Verstappen
Hadjar hasn't
P6.
destroyed the car.
Then
It's
Brad
also
P5.
the car has destroyed itself. But we're only on lap number 12. It feels like we've had an entire season of good racing, at least compared to last year. And here we are, lap number 12, and we've got a four-way fight for P1. Everyone, folks, everyone is recharging the battery to 100%. 100% is going to be the battery charge at the end of this VSC, and let's see, folks. Is anyone going to come into the pits? Charles Leclerc says tyres are fine. Okay, tyres are fine for Charles Leclerc. Lots of team radio there for Sergio Perez, asking how the car is. All right. Wait,
Hamilton
Bottas
is
has
in
lost drive.
P2.
Bottas has lost drive, ladies and gentlemen. Engine is running, but car is not responding. Okay, copy. We might have a clutch paddle error. Okay. Second DNF, second issue. George Russell into the pit lane. Interesting. Russell and Antonelli both into the pits, onto the hard tyres.
Russell as another
46 laps
both
is how
hards.
much they're planning to do
Hamilton
on these sets
P2.
of hards, right till the end of the
Ferrari
right till the end of the race.
1-2.
It has been done before. It is Alex Albon did 51 laps last year on a set of hard tyres. They can definitely do it this year. Now it's a question of strategy. Have Ferrari messed up the strategy? Russell and Antonelli going to the end of the race. They are gaining 5 seconds in pit stop time. Normally, you lose 19.3 seconds under a pit stop. During VSC conditions, you lose 14 seconds under a pit stop. So they have gained 5 seconds by coming into the pits under the VSC. Will the Ferrari cars be able to gain that back on the medium tyres? Let's wait and see, folks. Let's wait and see. Oh, Hamilton says at least one of us should come into the pits. Hamilton thinks that one of them should come into the pits to cover off the other team. Let's wait and see. Let's see what happens. Is this going to be another Ferrari moment? But Bottas, where is Bottas on the GPS right now? He's still crawling back, but it seems like he's lost drive, and I think he might be retiring the car. Yeah, you could overtake Bottas. Again, they've told Stroll to overtake Bottas. So yeah, box. They've confirmed it. Second DNF of the circuit, of the race. Bottas out, Hadjar out. Oscar Piastri crashes because of a battery issue before the race, and Hulkenberg also cannot start the race because of a problem.
Bottas is out.
Okay, do the Ferraris come into the pit lane? Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, neither of them approach the pits.
Safety
both
car.
driving very, very slowly. But not a single of them, not either of them go into the pit lane. They were there ready. The Ferrari team were there waiting, but none of the drivers go into the pits.
Actually,
Interesting. Okay. Was that who made that decision? VSC ending. Okay, that was probably the right call given that VSC is now ending. Lap number 14 of 45. I suspect the Ferrari drivers are going to pit lap number 25 or so and then go to the end of the race. So they've got 10 laps to make the most of these medium tyres, folks. 10 laps to make the most. Max is up into P6. Okay. I don't know, look, Ferrari have still got the flexibility of pitting whenever they want. It could be the right call. It wasn't the right call for McLaren back in Qatar or Las Vegas, whatever it was last year. But Max Verstappen up into P6. All right. Bottas is back. No, Bottas into the pit lane. Bottas is back out. Okay, so they must have restarted the car. Maybe they swapped the steering wheel or something that they did in the pit lane. But they are telling him to put into fail alpha when you can. Okay, so that's saying fail alpha is most likely switching off a sensor. Sensor being sensor A. That's A for alpha. So they're going to switch off a sensor, and hopefully the car will continue on. But Valtteri Bottas has currently been lapped. Okay. So here we go, folks. Race has restarted. Ferrari 1-2 as of this very moment. And the gap between Leclerc and Russell is 10 seconds. So if Leclerc was to come into the pits right now, he would come back 9 seconds behind George Russell. Alonso stopped the car, folks. They have detected an issue on Fernando Alonso's car. They will no longer be taking part of this race. Another DNF for the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. Another DNF.
Maybe another
Aston
DNF.
Martin have no spare parts whatsoever. They cannot even get the spare parts made in time for China, so they have to make sure the car is still in working condition by the end of this race, and that is why they've opted to retire Fernando Alonso from the race. Okay. purple in the first sector for George Russell. He has really started to cook. It looks like he's deploying some of that battery that they've charged up on over the VSC. Lewis Hamilton has been told we're focusing on plan A. Hamilton's over the radio. How are they only 10 seconds? Question mark. What's going on there? What is going on there? Hamilton, bit surprised that Ferrari didn't pit, and but look at that. The gap has already been built up. Charles Leclerc is. It was previously 10 seconds. It's now 11 seconds.
Russell fastest lap.
Kimi is about to be checking his mirrors right now because he has got a charging racing ball right behind him, driven by Max Verstappen. It is not a question of if Max Verstappen will overtake. It will be when he overtakes. Yeah, Hamilton's not pleased with that. It looked like Ferrari need to get someone else to do strategy, honestly. They've got a new race engineer for Lewis Hamilton, but yeah, they said they're focusing on Stran A, plan A. We'll see how it goes. Bottas is now, ruining his race even further. Oh, Antonelli actually overtakes Lindblad. So Lindblad will probably promptly give up the position to Max Verstappen. Doesn't want to get in a fight with the Inter-Red Bull teams. And Antonelli, overtakes up into P4. Okie dokes. Yeah, I need to drink some water. Honestly, my throat really is starting to hurt now.
Speed 314.
Leclerc is fine with going with plan A, but George Russell is just in the fastest lap of the race, and he's catching the Ferraris. The Ferraris who are on used medium tyres are going up against a fresh set of hards for the Mercedes. What are Ferrari going to do? I mean, Ferrari are going to hope that there's another safety car so they don't actually, so they don't lose a bunch of positions, I'm guessing, because right now the situation doesn't look so good. If they come into the pits right now, they're going to come out where Max Verstappen is. Back in 6th position. I mean, this is Ferrari heritage at the end of the day, right? Ferrari are doing Ferrari things. 32,000 people tuned into live stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in, folks. Hope you're all enjoying the coverage. Be sure to smash that like button. Much appreciated. Hopefully we can make our way towards 5,000 likes. Yeah, it is good to have all of you here, and I will be commentating right till the end of the season, and well, the action has been incredible, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. Lap number 17 of 58. The drivers who are still out on the medium tyres will probably start pitting around lap number 25. Okay. Just to quickly recap, Hulkenberg couldn't start the race because he had a power unit problem before the race begun. Piastri crashed because of a battery issue before the race begun. Hadjar had an engine issue, and Alonso, they detected a problem with the car and they retired the car. Okay, Max is on his way. He is now within 9/10 of Arvin Lindblad, and let's see what the Dutchman can do. In fact, what I might do, folks, do you think it's a good idea to replace this with the current speed of the cars? Currently, we can just see the fastest lap, the speed that they crossed the start-finish line at. But would you guys prefer to have the current speed of the cars to see who is going at what speed, where they're trying to overtake and things like that? Would that be preferred? I think a lot of people are saying yes in the chat. Yeah, okay. Give me just 1 second then. 1 second. The screen will get blank for a little bit, and then we'll get the speed data. So give me just a sec. Okie dokes, there you go. So now you guys can also see the speeds of the cars. It's in kilometers per hour. I think you don't need to see the rest of the thing, but yeah, you can see the speeds. Okie dokes, very good. Oh, it looks like you can actually see the battery deployment on the footage. So Max has got overtake mode, of course, and well, he's going to be trying to overtake Lindblad very soon. Alrighty. Here we go, folks. Also, folks, if you would like to watch over on Twitch, that would very much be appreciated. We've only got 19 people watching on Twitch and 30... Oh my god, yellow flag, what's that? Valtteri Bottas, another potential safety car. This could be Ferrari's saving grace. Valtteri Bottas stops at the pit lane entry, or nearabouts there, and... Yeah, I don't know what's exactly going on there. He's stopped in the grass. That might be a full-on safety car, ladies and gentlemen. It might be a full-on safety car, and Ferrari might just have been saved by Valtteri Bottas. But they may also close the pit lane entry. VSC is deployed right now, and we'll have to wait and see. Valtteri Bottas, though, out of this race, a power unit problem. He was nursing it a little bit earlier on. More power unit issues.
May not get.
It depends now. The
Lindblad,
race control
Verstappen,
closed the pit lane entry because Valtteri Bottas is way too close to the actual pit lane entry. I'll show you just
Not
on
yet.
my flying lap here.
They're not yet.
Where Valtteri Bottas is, right? So Valtteri Bottas is parked up just here on the grass, just on the grass here on the right-hand side, right next to the pit lane entry. So it's potentially a little bit dangerous to have the drivers going into the pits if Bottas is stopped at the side of the circuit. But let's wait and see. VSC deployed. We got Lindblad, Verstappen, Behrman, Bortoleto into the pits. Ferrari have not pitted just yet. They can pit on the next lap. They can pit clearly because drivers are coming into the pits now. So the race control haven't closed the pit lane. We'll see if Leclerc happens to pit. Surely they've got to pit, right? Surely.
They're using a bit of hearts now.
Also, folks, it would very much be appreciated if you could smash that like button, if we could get more people subscribing as well. Hopefully make our way towards 235. That would be much, much appreciated. Oh, pit lane entry is closed. What are they doing? They've just closed the pit lane entry. And folks, just to confirm, they have now just closed the pit lane entry. That means that Ferrari can no longer box. We had Verstappen box, we had Behrman box, we had Bortoleto box. And that pit lane entry was open then, and they've now closed it, so Ferrari can't come into the pits.
They can't.
They've just said, Ferrari were going to pit, and now they've just come over the radio to Charles Leclerc. Pit lane is closed, we stay out. Oh my goodness me, race control. I mean, you could have been at least consistent. I realised it instantly that it could have been a problem. You could have closed it way, way earlier on. Like, are you guys paying attention? Are you having a little nap? Like, what's going on?
They didn't pay attention.
It's so over. I mean, we've gone around the Ferrari cycle quite a few times today, haven't we? There are marshals on the track at the pit lane entry. It is fair enough, right? It is fair enough. There are marshals literally at the pit lane entry. It would be very, very dangerous to have cars going by at 80 kilometers per hour, 100 kilometers per hour. They've reopened the pit lane. Ferrari have just gone past the pit lane and they've reopened the pit lane and the VSC is ending. I mean, you cannot make this up, folks. You literally cannot make this up. It's just come over race control for me now that pit lane entry is open and the VSC is now ending. There we go. We go racing again.
In race again.
This is what they called it back in the day. In 2018, if you were back a Formula One fan back then, it was called the Mafia, the Mercedes Association, international aid or whatever, like, because it's just, look at this. It's been in the Mercedes' favour so much. I'm not saying it's rigged. To clarify, it is not rigged, but well, the timing is just unfortunate, isn't it? It is just very, very unfortunate.
Nashville will make get DNF. Will maybe DNF.
I do have access to the battery data. I would love to show you the guys, the battery information, but unfortunately I do not have access to it.
21 laps. 31st lap.
Okay, lap number 20 of 58, 39 laps remain. Ferrari yet to come into the pit lane. In fact, everyone has pit apart from Ferrari because of the timing of that VSC.
And they're not a box.
Okay. 33,000 live. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Oh my goodness me, Max Verstappen gets that overtake done on Arvin Lindblad. Nice and easy for him. And Arvin Lindblad does not fight that one too hard. And as is expected, to be honest, as is expected. Do not. Oh, Lewis is getting a little bit angry over the radio here, and understandably so. I mean, I think when they look at it from the outside perspective, right, when they see what happens once they get out of the car, they'll realise how unlucky they were. Is Aston's brutal vibration still an issue? It still is an issue. That is correct. Lance Stroll has been lapped because of how slow he's having to drive to nurse the vibrations. But the team
has been lapped.
Desperately need information, desperately need information and data, because the thing is, during pre-season testing they had these vibration problems as well, and they genuinely couldn't do that many laps because of it. So that's why Stroll's still driving around.
Stroll's still driving.
Okay. Okay, Max Verstappen, P6. Next up on his overtaking list is Lando Norris. 4.7 seconds is the gap.
Russell did the fastest lap yet again, 1 minute 32.67.
Yeah, Sergio Perez about to get lapped as well, folks. We're on lap number 22 of the race, and we've already got drivers getting lapped here.
The cat just getting it right to be messed up.
So here we go then. Ferrari, I suspect they're probably going to pit now near lap 30 or so. Maybe a little bit closer to lap 28, but yeah, it's going to be a little while till they pit. And they're essentially what they're trying to do is make sure that they've got enough of an advantage to try and overcut them. Max, thanks for the donation there, bruh moment. Max made me so proud. And yeah, Max has done a brilliant job there, honestly. Up from 20th position up into 6th, and he's also done his pit stop as well, right? However, he's on a set of medium tyres. Is he going to be able to go to the end of the race? 40 laps on mediums is going to be a stretch, but if someone's going to pull it off, it is going to be Max Verstappen. Also, Max probably did a few laps behind the safety car as well. Or like half a lap, 1 lap. Everything counts in these sort of situations. I mean, also, you know, for all of you folks that are saying it's so over for Ferrari, we've already had, right, look, it's 22 laps that we've had. We've had 3 mechanical issues so far. That's an average of 7 laps, and then you get an issue. So, you know, probably by lap number 28, someone else is going to DNF. Like, it could be Lance Stroll for all we know. The Honda engine is it's not the most reliable thing in the world, is it? Lawson hurt. I am bleeding. Really? I'll double check. If I can get any further information on that. But he has just got a lap time deleted, and he did lose a lot of positions off the race start. I'm not sure exactly why he lost the positions or what happened, but yeah. I think Lawson will be all right. There's not much sharp really in the. There was contact between Perez and Lawson when they were battling away, but there's nothing sharp in a Formula 1 car to make him bleed or anything like that. I think it might just be a figure of speech. Okay, is Russell catching? Well, Russell on the previous lap at 22.8. Both of the Ferraris were in the 23s, and fair enough, they're on very old medium tyres. Wait, Charles Leclerc, this is like a mushroom in Mario Kart. I'm assuming he's talking about the overtake button. But Charles Leclerc, honestly, such a real one. This is like pressing the mushroom in Mario Kart. You gotta love this guy, man. Yeah, incredible. Did Ocon collide? I think. I'm not certain actually. I to be honest, I haven't really been paying that much attention to Ocon. So unfortunately, I cannot answer that question.
TV fastest at 132.5.
And they've gone over the radio. That was a funny
one.
So clearly some good banter going on there. We need to add that to the words of wisdom. Fastest lap of the race for Kimi Antonelli.
Let's add that to the words of wisdom.
That is 0.8 quicker than both Ferraris on the previous lap. Okay, they're asking Esteban Ocon slightly more lifting and coasting. They want more lifting and coasting into turn number 5. Alrighty. Yeah, 0.8. That is how much quicker the Mercs are. It seems like there is some sort of contact between Ocon, because Ocon and Gasly are now under investigation, and so is Perez and Lawson for forcing another driver off the track. So there was an incident at turn number 3 regarding Ocon and Gasly. Those two drivers have quite a big history. So yes, anyone that was asking a little bit earlier on, did Ocon have contact? I think that answers your question. Yes. We need a safety car for pit, bro. Yeah, I think the Ferrari team do need a safety car. Thanks for the donation again, bro. Moment. Okay, Stroll, please do your thing. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Aston Martin can't afford for Stroll to crash, to be honest, and Stroll, I think, knows that.
Stroll may be DNF in a moment.
Unsurprisingly, this guy
Stroll may
always
get
does
DNF.
this. He's going to get a podium. Well, we'll see. He hasn't been able to close up on Lando Norris quite significantly, to be honest. Norris is on hard tyres and Verstappen's on mediums. He does have to nurse these mediums right till the end of the race, so maybe he's conserving a little bit. But in the previous, 2-3 laps, made no progress whatsoever. In fact, lost a 10th.
It's already 2-5 laps.
All right. Yeah, Stroll's done 25 laps. Has Stroll not got nerve damage just yet? I mean, what's going on there in terms of
maybe nerve damage? he may get nerf
But no,
damage.
it's, hope that Lance Stroll's all right, and hope the vibrations really aren't too bad, because well, would like to see him continue on racing. Okay, we have hit our like target. Thanks everyone for hitting the like button. In fact, let's just pop it up to 10,000. We've got so many people tuned in. Thanks everyone for tuning in, by the way. And I hope to see you all for the next weekend in China. China's got a sprint race, and that mega long straight, I think it's 1.2 kilometers in China. That straight. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how that works out. But yeah, I mean, the race here in Australia is pretty good. China is a proper race circuit, which is
Hamilton is about to be winning the race.
Very Alonso's coming out. Wait, what's going on? Alonso is at 11 laps down, and he's coming out onto the circuit.
And
You've
also
got to
11
respect this man's
laps
grind.
down.
What is he doing? I have no idea. Charles Leclerc just dives into the pit lane. But Aston Martin must have figured out whatever the issue was, and they've sent him out again to gather some more information. So this is how desperate Aston Martin are for data. They literally are sending Fernando Alonso out 11 laps down. The GOAT has somehow returned, and they can do that. They can unretire from the race. But yeah, Alonso's now testing part 2 electric Boogaloo, ladies and gentlemen.
Time
Alonso,
23.
he's such a sigma that he's not going to test just in Bahrain. He's also going to test in Australia. Okay, anyway, back to the battle at the front, right? Charles Leclerc comes into the pits. He is 7 seconds back from Kimi Antonelli, who himself is 8 seconds back from George Russell. George Russell fast approaching Lewis Hamilton right now. Russell has got so much more pace, and he has been consistently lapping in the 1 minute 22s. Lewis Hamilton consistently in the 1 minute 23s, and there's no sort of doubt about who's gonna get this overtake done very, very easily. We'll see how much of a fight Hamilton puts up against his former teammate. Here, the rear of the car sliding around a little bit. Leclerc pitted on the previous lap. Hamilton may pit this lap. Let's wait and see. Okay, no, Hamilton continues on, right? Hamilton is continuing on. We'll see how long it takes for George Russell to get this overtake done. They're saying we need 50 meters more Lyco in turn 10. Lyco is back, ladies and gentlemen. Lyco is back, and they're asking for more lifting coast through turn number 10 and 11.
So Lewis did the
the first
pit.
time I'm hearing this. I think
Lewis
it did
did the
happen at
pit.
one point. It was Suzuka 2023. Sergio Perez came out of the pits 43 laps down in Suzuka 2023. If I remember correctly. But my memory isn't that great. But it's happened before. It was definitely Sergio Perez that did it.
Russell and
Thanks
Kimi
for a moment for becoming a channel member. Much appreciated to all the channel members. Also, all the people that have checked out Proton VPN. It's $1 for the month. You can watch the coverage for $1 for the Australian Grand Prix, Chinese Grand Prix, Japanese Grand Prix. All you've got to do is join an Austrian VPN server, go onto Service TV, type service, and watch the coverage. Like that's as easy as it is. Yeah. Why would they do that? They probably wanted a little bit more data on a new floor, I think, because 2023 was when Red Bull were having the problems with the new side pods and the new floors. So I think that is why they sent Perez out 43 laps down to get some more information. Anyway, Perez has been noted for ignoring blue flags. I think that must have been Charles Leclerc that just overtook him. George Russell within overtake mode of Lewis Hamilton right now. And, well, he's going to be looking to get his attack on. Prongs, thanks for joining the channel membership as well. Much appreciated. Blue flag for Max Verstappen. No, Max is not getting blue flagged. Max is getting blue flags for Stroll. Stroll is the one that's actually getting the blue flags. Will Alonso get points if he puts the fastest lap? No, there is no fastest lap point this year in 2026. That was removed in 2024, so no fastest lap point in Formula 1 anymore. Okay, everyone has completed their first pit stop, apart from Lewis Hamilton. Russell pretty much breezes by him.
Russell overtakes Hamilton
as they
again.
go towards turn number 9. They're side by side. Hamilton holds on. Oh my goodness me! And then on the exit, George Russell just absolutely says, "See you later, thank you very much." And Russell gets the overtake done. Unsurprisingly, is Hamilton going to try and fight it back into 11? No, he's not. All right. So Stroll comes into the pits as well. So look at that. Stroll started out on the mediums, then he's done 15 laps on the hards. Now he's doing some soft. So more testing for Stroll. And they're gathering some information on the soft tyres this time. Okay, Lewis Hamilton finally comes into the pit lane.
Lewis in pits.
And, okay, so Charles Leclerc is 15 seconds behind George Russell right now. He has got 14 lap fresher tyres and 30 laps to catch up. That means he has to close up half a second every single lap. Half a second every single lap. Blue flag, ladies and gentlemen, is when a driver is getting lapped and they have to slow down for the driver that is on the lead lap. So you can see they've just come over the radio to Perez saying we've got blue flags for Norris, and that is because Norris was just overtaking Sergio Perez there. So Perez has to slow down to let Lando Norris go by, because Norris is on the lead lap, Perez is not. Okay. Look, is Leclerc going to be able to pump out half a second per lap gains against the Mercedes car for 30 laps straight? That is the question. Or is there going to be a safety car that helps him out? Because if there's a safety car, then well, then the gap closes right up, and then he's on fresher tyres, and then it's good news. Yeah. Russell confirmed for one-stop strat. Yeah, I mean, it was to be expected. It makes no sense to do a two-stop around here in Albert Park unless you're trying to do some testing, like Aston Martin are. All right, here we go then. Well, actions have finally calmed down a little bit. We've got 35,000 people tuned in. Hope you're all enjoying the coverage, ladies and gentlemen. And we are... yeah, we'll be live for the rest of the season, and hope you're enjoying watching over on Twitch, watching over on YouTube. Oh, we've got a hype train on Twitch. I don't even know what a hype train is. At least it's not a DRS train. At least we haven't had that this year in Formula One. We've had quite a few battles, though, which I am very, very happy about. We've got a few people subscribed with Prime as well. Much appreciated over to the people watching over on Twitch. All right, what happened to Piastri? Piastri, before the race even begun, he was doing the reconnaissance laps, like he was going from the garage to the starting grid, like he was just driving around, and the battery decided to apparently just deploy a bunch of power, like this, all in one instant. He spun around and into the barriers he went. Can Max do something? Well, Max has closed up the gap on Norris a little bit, right? It was 4.6 seconds earlier. It's now down to 2.9, but he's not making huge progress anymore. And, you know, that is because the Red Bull is very similar to the McLaren in terms of race pace. If not, the McLaren is slightly quicker. And Max also has to manage his medium tyres right till the end of this race, which is going to be a stretch. Do you know what happened to Bottas earlier? Bottas lost drive, potentially something with the gearbox, because he was saying that there was an issue with the clutch. Then they asked him to turn off a sensor. He did a few more laps, and then the engine fully broke down. So I cannot confirm for certain, but potentially something gearbox and drivetrain related.
Behrman beat Verstappen by 3 milliseconds in sector 2.
Even if you don't have a plan, why would you not pit during a VSC? Well, they must have thought that they weren't going to make it to the end. That was their thinking. That, oh no, we might not make it to the end of the race on the VSC. The first one, the second VSC, they just got horribly unlucky with the pit lane entry timings. The marshals were out on the circuit just when Ferrari were driving by, and that meant the pit lane entry was closed. Why is Alonso joining late? Because the Aston Martin need more data, folks. They need more data, and that's why Alonso's driving around. They've probably changed some things, right? Alonso came in 15 minutes. They probably added some extra dampers, added some extra vibration dampers or something to try and reduce the vibrations. Sent Alonso out again, being like, is this any better, mate? Like, hopefully things can work out. But you can see Alonso slowest through the speed traps. 18th, Stroll is 20th, 284 for Stroll, and 18th for Alonso. And then, of course, the bottom two didn't actually do any laps. Okay. Max is getting on Norris. He is. So normally this little green circle that you see indicates that the driver is gaining on the driver ahead of them. It's not always the most correct thing in the world, but it's an indication at least, so you guys can sort of use that. And then the full green means that they are within overtake mode. Charles Leclerc a 122.9, Russell a 123.1. So that is about 0.2 quicker, and that's just purely not enough really to close that 14-second gap within the next 27 laps. He's going to need a lot more pace than that. Hi, Miss All. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I mean, it's good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been 100 days since we've had a Formula One race, and well, I'm thoroughly enjoying this one. What happened to Hadjar? Power unit problem. He had smoke coming out the back of his car. Retired. Explain why Max can't overtake Norris, please. Because Norris is pretty quick, and Max has got to conserve his tyres to make sure he can make it to the end of the race. Okay. Okie dokes. Target lap time for Charles Leclerc, 22.8. Wait. Why are they telling Charles Leclerc as a target lap time of 22.8? He's surely got to be doing quicker laps than that if he wants to catch up to George Russell. Well, I guess on the previous lap he was within half a second. I don't know. Why did Piastri DNF? Piastri had a battery problem before the race even started. Oh. There are a lot of laps left to go. It's correct. It is. That is true. That is true. How far away is Charles from Russell? I mean, you guys can see here, right? The total gap, this is the gap to the leader. So, you know, Ocon is 54 seconds behind George Russell. So gap to the leader is here. This is the gap to the driver in front. So 7 seconds to Antonelli, 13 seconds to Russell. I'm going to put up a little bit of text. I'm just saying engine issues for whoever had these issues. So,
Lap 34. Russell 133.8.
Okie dokes. Let's just move that, put that over there. All right. Okay, they're asking Norris, or was that Norris or Piastri? They're asking one of the two. Oh, they're asking Norris. Obviously, Norris is the one that's driving, and Norris is saying, "Can you do 26 laps on a medium?" And Norris is chewing through his tires. Norris thinks that he can't do 26 laps on medium tires. So McLaren may have very high tire wear issues. I'm not 100% certain, but everyone else managed to do 20. You know, the Ferraris managed to do 25 laps on the medium tires, and they were a-okay. So interesting that Norris says that he won't be able to do 26 laps on medium tires. I mean, it is a little bit difficult with the more wheel spin. We've got less downforce. That means the cars slide around a little bit more.
And also may have to begin up again.
So you get more wheel spin, and that means your tyres overheat a little bit. VSC deployed. What's this for? Who's going slowly? What's where have we got a yellow flag? Track sector 13.
Sector.
What? Everyone's still driving around. Am I missing something, folks? Oh, there's a bit of debris. Okay. A bit of debris on the circuit. VSC is out for a little piece of debris. Bortoletto into the pit lane. Marshall's around the track here to pick up the piece of debris. Something flew off someone's car. Is it a part of a front wing? Is it a part of a... I'm not sure. We've got a replay here. It seems like it's Sergio Perez's car. He was complaining about vibrations over the radio for the entire race. Seems like the vibrations have had a pretty bad impact on his front wing, and a front wing plate comes flying off. VSC ends. We're going racing again. Opportunity for the folks to charge up their batteries a little bit, and Sergio Perez is no longer got a front wing end plate. Max Verstappen is right on Lando Norris's tail. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Max Verstappen versus Lando Norris. The battle we were seeing last year continues on into 2026. And Max Verstappen, he's got the overtake mode here. Let's have a look at these speeds, and he is going, well, quite a bit quicker into those braking zones than Lando Norris is. He's all over the back of him, practically pushing him through quite a few of these corners, and also recharging his battery while staying on Norris's tail. So pretty good driving there from Max Verstappen. And here he is now coming. Norris into the pits. Norris dives into the pit lane, and he cannot make it to the end of the race on these set of tyres. So he's decided to come into the pits. So the McLaren are chewing through their tyres like no tomorrow. Mercedes think that they can make it to the end. Ferrari think they can make it to the end. And McLaren coming into the pits. So Max up into P5, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a true P5. This is no pit stop games or anything like that. Max Verstappen has, on pure skill with a bit of help from safety cars and virtual safety cars, has gone up from 20th position up into fifth position. Of course, there's been a few DNFs. Piastri's DNF'd, Hulkenberg's DNF'd, Hadjar's DNF'd, 3 drivers that were ahead of him, but it still doesn't take away from the overtakes that Max has made. And he is in a quicker car, so it is also to be expected. Is Hamilton gaining? Well, folks, have a look at this. Have a look at the gaps, right? It is 7 seconds for Hamilton to Leclerc. It's 21 seconds for Hamilton to Russell. I don't think he's
1.8.
gaining that much. Okay, we've got purple in the final sector from Antonelli. Mercedes still pushing, still got some more pace. All right, 23 laps remain of this race, ladies and gentlemen. Quick question, how does the point system work? It's the same as last year, 25 points for first place, 18 for second place, 15 for third place, 12 for fourth place, 10 for fifth place, and so on and so forth, all the way down to 1 point for 10th position. It's still just the top 10. They haven't changed it because we've got more people. They haven't changed it because we've got more cars on the grid or anything like that. Okay. Well, here we go, folks. Also, if you guys are interested and would like to follow me over on Instagram, it's F1Gamer_official. Will be good to have you guys over there. I'll be posting some memes and yeah, things like that. Okay. Alonso's retired again. Second time Alonso's retired. Will he return though? Will he come back onto the racetrack?
Alonso
Appreciate
CCB
you
return
doing
again.
this, man. Well, folks, I enjoy commentating. This is incredible. It's such a pleasure to commentate to you guys. Great questions as always. And well, what a battle we have had in the first half of this race. And a fastest lap of the race, fastest final sector again from Kimi Antonelli, and he is doing quite nicely. On the previous lap, he's about a tenth slower than his teammate. Will Antonelli try and go up against George Russell? Right, he's only 6 seconds off. We've had 37 laps of racing. Antonelli 6 seconds off. That's about a tenth slower per lap. If he can improve a tenth over the course of a few weeks, and we could see Russell versus Antonelli potentially going away for a championship battle. I think it's a bit unlikely, but it depends if Antonelli can improve. Right, how quickly can he see what Russell is doing in his telemetry? How quickly can he replicate that? How much more pace can he extract? Let's wait and see. How long can the hard tyres last at a maximum? They can probably do around 40 laps or so. Pirelli think that 40 laps is potentially doable. So that's what we're looking at. Slow mode, please. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to put slow mode on. Apologies. I mean, it's been a while since we've been streaming, so there we go. Slow mode has been turned on. Okay. Albon pits onto soft, so does Lawson. So we've got 2 more drivers pitting on for their second pit stop. So potentially some teams having more tyre wear than expected. It's tough to say. What do the lines on Colapinto's tyre mean? The lines, they mean that when he came out of the pits, it was a used set of tyres. Colapinto had a stop-go penalty. So on lap number 9, he came into the pits, didn't come into the pit lane, and just went... we had a drive-through penalty, and he just went straight through the pits without changing tyres. And that means that this slash just means it's a used set of tyres when he came out the pit lane. Everyone else came out on fresh sets when they came out the pit lane, but Colapinto, of course, because he didn't change tyre when he came into the pits, it's a used set of tyres for him. Yeah. Esteban Ocon up into 9th position. Nice job there. All right. Yeah. Did Max pit for softs? Well, you guys can clearly see Max is still out on medium tyres. Is Merc still using the engine where they found a loophole? Yeah, they are still using that engine, but so are all of the other Mercedes power unit cars. So is McLaren, so is Alpine, so is Williams, and their pace seems to be absolutely nowhere compared to Mercedes. So Mercedes definitely do have a few more tricks under their sleeves. Haas is a rocket in the middle sector. Honestly, incredible speed. And essentially, they are super slippery in a straight line. You can look at sector number 2, right? It is literally just turn number 6, and then you're flat out, end of sector number 2. So that's where Haas have got loads of speed. And, well, it's good to see,
Around 3 laps to go. The clear fastest lap. the clear fastest
Wait,
lap.
only one of the lights is working for. Oh no, both of the lights working on the Alpine. Some interesting battles going on there between Ocon and Gasly. Those two drivers have got quite a bit of history, and they're both on 26 lap old tyres. And Gasly just gets ahead of Esteban Ocon. They continue on, and I don't think Ocon got any sort of penalty. He was under investigation a little bit earlier on, but no sort of issue there. Charles Leclerc, fastest lap of the race. On the previous lap, he goes 3/10 quicker than George Russell. So still not really enough to close that gap up. He could potentially close up to Antonelli though. It's a bit of a big if, but we'll see. What's up with Lindblad? He's doing a good job really. First ever race in Formula One, and he could be scoring points. So you got to respect this man's grind. He's battling away with Lando Norris, and he has just been overtaken because Norris is on fresh mediums and Lindblad's on old hards. Fair enough. Oh, Stroll and Alonso. I think both of them are properly done now, because they are, both in the pits now. So, all right. How accurate are the radio messages? Are they real or AI translation? They're an AI translation. Of course, some of them, they're not always correct. I don't know why Ocon has said it's a drug, I can't get away. I'm sure he's trying to say it's something else, I can't get away. It's a problem, I can't get away. Or, but yeah, sometimes it's most of the time it's relatively accurate. Look, Hamilton's over the radio. Talk to me in the corners, mate. Wait, Hamilton has just said talk to me into the corners. I think he means don't talk to me into the corners. But either way, he's still getting to grips with working with his new engineer. But it's good news for him, right? They've come over the radio to Pierre Gasly and said
Hamilton did a bit faster.
That's what they recommend. Interesting. Why no Max radio? Sometimes the radio doesn't work. Oh, they've come over the radio to Hamilton. You're the fastest car out on track, and well, that is correct. Fastest lap of the race, a 1:22.5, and only 2/10 quicker than the Mercs. So the Mercs have some pretty solid race pace, considering they're on 27 lap old hard tires. It's pretty mega. Have I seen the meme of Osama bin Russell? I mean, I would have had to been living under a rock to not see that meme. So no, I have seen it. Why is Lawson not pitting? Lawson has pit. Lawson is out on soft tyres, and he's going to go on softs to the end of the race, I think. Berman gets ahead of Lindblad. Lindblad losing more and more positions really, and he's struggling a little bit on those hard tyres. It's a bit of a sort of an art, if you want to put it that way, to keep these Pirellis under control and within temperature range. So he's having a bit of a tough time there. It takes a bit of time to get used to these sort of things, and I'm sure he will get used to it soon enough. Unfortunately, I don't have the battery percentage, folks. I would love to show you the battery percentage, but I do not have the battery percentage. Otherwise, it would have been up on the screen a long, long time ago. Max needs to pit. Yeah, potentially. I don't know, really. Pirelli said you could do 40 laps on hards, not on mediums. So Max could pull it off, but it's going to be a difficult one for certain. What's Lando doing? Lando is losing time Well, he came into the pits, right? He's done a second pit stop because he was chewing through his hard tyres way too quickly and didn't think he could make it to the end of the race. Where can I watch the race with Proton VPN? It's Service TV, ladies and gentlemen. Service TV. It's $1 a month. They're sponsoring the channel, so it would be a huge help if you guys could get it out. If you could get Proton VPN if you are interested, and it's not going to ask you for like $50 and $1 per month. It's literally just $1 will leave your account, and we've got over 500, 700 people using it right now to watch the coverage. So definitely does work. Okay. Max Verstappen into the pit lane, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it doesn't look like he was able to do, he wasn't going to be able to do 40 laps on a set of medium tyres. So he's into the pits. Where is he going to come out? That is the question, right? He's going to lose 19 seconds in the pit lane, and that will put him 3 seconds back from Norris. So he's going to try and do an overcut now. Norris will have 6 lap older tyres. Max Verstappen will have, fresh tyres, and he's on hards actually, which means it gives him more flexibility to attack. Basically, because they're more durable, he can overheat them a little bit more, and it gives them a slight edge in flexibility. So yeah, we'll see if Max can re-overtake Lando Norris. The gap as he exits the pit lane is 3.7 seconds. The lap number is in the bottom left, folks. Lap number 43 of 83 over here.
Lap 43 over
And
58.
also, if you haven't hit the like button, be sure to do so. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so. Would be very much appreciated. Max's rate, like sometimes some drivers' radios do work, some drivers don't. Radios don't work. Maybe Max just isn't talking much over the radio. I cannot. It's the data is a little bit temperamental at times. Wait, he can't start and finish on hards? No, he can. He can start the race on hard tyres and finish the race on hard tyres as long as he uses a different compound in the middle. And he did so, right? He used the medium tyres in the middle, so it's all good. What do the lines on the track mean? These are the straight modes. This is where the drivers can drop their front wing and rear wing, and they can go quicker down the straights, extra top speed. So that's that's what it is. Max Verstappen is second fastest in the third sector. Pretty good. Can we expect a Ferrari P1, P2? No, not with the way things are going right now. Unless there's a safety car, which there could be. There's still potential for DNFs and things like that. Also, folks, I would like to say that George Russell, they are only allowed 2 batteries for the entire season. George Russell used his first battery for the first 3 practice sessions and then decided before qualifying, I'm not using this battery anymore. And he put in a new battery and a new set of control electronics before qualifying even begun. So while the Mercedes may be quick, I think the reliability leaves a lot to be desired. And he's totally allowed to use a new battery and things like that, but it's the first race of the season. He did 3 practice sessions and they've decided, oh, it's time for a new battery. That's what I'm going to say, right? So the season's not over just yet, especially with the Ferraris on the opening stint. Incredible pace from them. All right, Max Verstappen purple set to 1, and the gap down to 2.4 seconds. So it went from 3.6 to 2.4, and that's only been 1 lap. So not too long now before Max Verstappen is all over the mirrors of Lando Norris. And in fact, he goes purple. He goes an entire second quicker than Kimi Antonelli on the previous lap. We got Hamilton actually catching up to Charles Leclerc. So Lewis Hamilton looks to be back. Ladies and gentlemen. He's had a nice reset over
Verstappen fastest lap 132.091.
Of course, it's only the first race of the season, but the signs are looking good. Ollie Behrman ahead of his teammate Esteban Ocon. Again, both of them on the same strategy, but Behrman just more pace from the rookie. And same thing for, Bortoletto is doing a pretty good job. Hulkenberg's retired, of course. Yeah. Are you allowed to make partial repairs to the battery so you're replacing or not the cells? I'm not 100% certain, because technically if you replace all the the smaller cells inside the battery, is that a new battery or is it the same battery, right? They're allowed to make certain repairs, but you've got a 1,000-page long document of regulations of what you are and are not allowed to do. So I've not read all 1,000 pages and I cannot pretend that I have. So you'll have to look into that. But there will be elements that they are allowed to repair, but they can't just change everything. The battery enthusiast, yeah, okay. Alright.
Russell and Antonelli are there.
Alright, they've come over the radio.
133.
Verstappen is pushing hard. He knows this is your best chance to overtake you. Pretty good. So let's see what Norris can do if he can give up a difficult fight to Max Verstappen. Well, Max Verstappen is about to approach overtake window, and he's on fresher tyres. Let's have a look at these speeds though, right, folks? You can see here, Max Verstappen 320, Norris topped out at 315, and consistently, Max is 10 kilometers per hour quicker than Norris going down that straight. So he's gaining time. He's gaining time in places. How long can the hard tyres last? Well, if you manage them properly, they can do 40 laps, and you can get to the end of this race. So Russell and Antonelli are planning to do exactly that. if there was a safety car, who do you think would Leclerc? Do you think Leclerc would get Russell? Going off the first stint, I think so. The Ferrari were incredible at the start of the race, and I don't know if their race pace is struggling, like if they're bad on their tyres compared to the Mercedes team, or what exactly is going on. But yeah, that is we'll just sort of have to see. There are 46 laps in total if they go till the end. It will be 46 laps, but they still should be able to do it. Right, last year, Alex Albon, I think, did 51 laps on hard tyres in the Australian Grand Prix. I don't exactly remember if it was last year or the year before that, but Alex Albon has done it. And, you know, if it's been done in the past, it can definitely be done again. But Pirelli recommend 40. Okay. Perez, no further investigation for ignoring blue flags. No issues there for Sergio Perez. Alright, Max Verstappen actually drops a little bit back, and Norris is trying to pick up the pace here. They're approaching traffic. That's what the issue is right now. They've got, who have they got? They've got Sainz and Colapinto as traffic for Norris and Verstappen, and that is what's causing the issues. But Norris is within 1 second at the DRS detection point. Oh, well, sorry, not DRS detection point, overtake detection point, and Carlos Sainz pulls into the pit lane. So this is Max's opportunity. He has got a whole lot more speed as he approaches a few of these corners. And let's see, Norris tops out at 280, 290, 292, and Max Verstappen goes 299. So an extra 7 kilometers per hour down the straight with the help of slipstream and an overtake. And Max is closing in. And Lando Norris's mirrors are filling up with more and more Red Bull. Esteban Ocon again, another rocket ship middle sector. Brilliant job there from the Haas team. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, right? Like, Haas clearly think that the best way to go fast around this circuit is to deploy all of your battery in the middle sector. But yeah, I'm not 100% certain if that is the case, because we would have seen a few other teams at least try to do that if that was the case. Okay, here comes Max then, in towards turn number 11. The gap is 0.6 of a second. He is approaching at a rapid speed. On this occasion, they're a little bit too far back to overtake, and now he is practically pushing Norris through some of these corners.
Confirm.
Yeah, as the Constantina effect he gets closer and closer. 0.7 is the gap right now. Norris knows that Verstappen's going to attack. Norris has battery prepared for this exact scenario. We have got 11 laps remaining of this race, and Lando Norris versus Max Verstappen back anyway. This time
Also in 1990, I reeled their tires. I reeled 36 step.
Where do I need to set my VPN to watch the race? It is Austria. You said it's Austria, and once you've done that, then you can watch Service TV Formula 1.
Not Austria, it's Australia.
10 laps left to go. Ferrari not catching. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Ferrari now need to catch up by 1 second per lap to catch up to Antonelli, and 1.5 seconds per lap to catch up to George Russell. So it looks like it might just be a third position there for Charles Leclerc, unless there's a safety car or anything like that in the next few laps. Sergio Perez and Carlos Sainz both 2 laps down, ladies and gentlemen. 2 laps down. We've had a few VSCs, no full safety cars to reset the grid. So approximately 300 kilometers of racing, and well, we're approaching 300 kilometers of racing, and Carlos Sainz and Sergio Perez are approximately 11 kilometers behind the lead drivers. 11 kilometers back, and we've only raced for 300. Okay, Max is really, really close now, and well, he's waiting to clear the traffic. Really, he clears, but the Cadillac gets out of the way. Cadillac of Sergio Perez gets out of the way, and yeah, they're coming over a radio a lot to Sergio Perez. I have a feeling, Perez sort of knows a lot of these things, right? Oh, if there are 2 people battling away, give them a lot of space. So Pierre Gasly says, "I love myself. Hey Ferb, hey Ferb." I'm sure he's trying to say a firm, not a hey Ferb from Phineas and Ferb, but I don't know about hey I love Ferb. Myself. I'm not sure what's that meant to mean. But Perez has been dealing with vibrations all race long, and he's managing to cope. Yeah, it's time to play the Phineas and Ferb theme song. What a banger. Okay. 4/10 is the gap. 4/10 is the gap now. Stroll. Wait, is Stroll about to come out again? Stroll's about to come out. Stroll is re-retired. Welcome back, Lance Stroll. I think you're going to find yourself. You are 15 laps down. 15 laps down. Let's go, Lance Stroll. Okay.
Lance Stroll 15 laps down.
There we go. Aston Martin have done it again. They've sent him out and re-retired. Unretired. And only Adrian Newey can do this, man. This is the 5D chess strategy. Nobody else has thought of this before. Just Adrian Newey. I don't know how they've
Could have been too fast
so badly,
too.
but at least they are still in the race, unlike Bottas, Hadjar, Piastri, and Hulkenberg.
V4.
Okay. Yeah, Verstappen is actually stuck behind Lando Norris, not been able to just breeze past him. He is on hard tyres, so he's going to have to, in 9 laps' time, Norris's tyres are going to start wearing out again. Because Norris was having issues with the hard tyres after 23 laps. At the end of the race, he's going to have done 23 laps on medium tyres, which will have been even worse for tyre wear. So I think Max is sort of waiting for Norris's tyres to get a little bit worse and worse before he mounts a proper challenge. Yeah. The green dot at turn number 13, that is the overtake detection point. So if you was within 1 second of the driver ahead of you, you get the overtake button. Hamilton is gaining on Leclerc. He is, but it's still not by a huge margin. And Leclerc is also dealing with a little bit of traffic right now. Can I use the VPN for all the races? Yes, you can. The VPN has worked for all of the races last year. It will continue on working for all of the races this year. So if you guys do want to get the full yearly thing as well, you can feel free to do that. If you just want to get the $1 thing from Proton VPN, then that also works. But this is I would like to clarify, this is a one-time only offer for the Australian Grand Prix. Next week, it's going to go up to $3 a month, and you're going to have to pay for the whole year in one go. So right now, it's $1 a month, and it will expire. I think it expires tomorrow morning at like midnight or something like that. So yeah, if you guys want it, now's the time to get it. You'll get the Australian Grand Prix, Chinese Grand Prix, and Japanese Grand Prix all for $1. Aston Martin's still in the testing phase. Yeah, they still are, and they're still cooking, man. Okay, and Stroll is still up 5 positions as well. Also, ladies and gentlemen, who is your driver of the day today? Who is your driver of the day? Well, Lewis is actually closing up quite a bit, actually. Yeah, Lewis has done a pretty good job after the pit stops. I think in the pit stops, he was nearly 8 seconds back from Charles Leclerc. So he's closed that up from 8 seconds to 2.6 seconds. And just more consistent race laps overall. Charles Leclerc's a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down. Hamilton's consistently at the 122.6, 122.5. So steady progress there for Hamilton. I don't know if they're going to have a battle for the final race of the season. For the final race of the season? What? Folks, it is like 5 a.m. here, so my brain's clearly still not working properly, but yeah, I don't think they're going to have a battle right at the final few laps, but let's wait and see. Right, into Ferrari battle at the end of the race. They told Hamilton to keep pushing, and Hamilton said, yep, leave me to it, mate, thanks. So there probably shouldn't be too many more radios to Hamilton. Keep pushing, that's what they've said. The VPN deal is $1 per month and $9.99 after the first month. You can just renew for the three month thing. Like you can get the yearly contract afterwards. But yeah, it will renew onto the monthly one. But if you get the yearly one, it's $3 for the month, and yeah, a lot cheaper than Sky Sports. Yeah, it looks like 25% of the people are saying Max Verstappen for driver of the day, 15% for Charles Leclerc, 12% for George Russell. At least I'm awake this time. At least I am awake. Yeah, it is. I don't know how I messed up yesterday and fell asleep. Well, I do know. I was just incredibly exhausted. But it is good to be back. And today I've got 8 alarms to make sure that I didn't fall asleep. And to be honest, I didn't need a single alarm. I was so stressed out about not waking up for the stream. I woke up 3 hours early with my heart pounding, like, oh my god, have I missed the stream? Do you think Max can get Norris? Yeah, I think he can. With 6 laps left to go, he's just biding his time, really. Biding his time. Lindblad is going to get lapped. Yeah, we're having more than half the grid getting lapped here. That is the pace of the Mercedes. That is how spread out the grid is, right? The regulations are huge, and the teams have not figured out the internal details and little tricks and things like that, right? I showed you in the pre-show that Russell was only going in 8th gear in this straight, right? This straight here. This is the only straight that Russell goes in 8th gear. In everything else, he was going 7th gear for all of his quali laps. 7th gear down the main straight, 7th gear through here. Piastri was going 8th gear, and his RPMs were really low compared to Russell. He can't charge up his battery as effectively, and, you know, as a result, having some issues. So it is... I'm sure, you know, McLaren will change their gear ratios a little bit, maybe in a few races' time, and try and fix these problems. Can Stroll try and complete all the laps of the race even after all of the other drivers are finished? No, the way that they do it is... once the lead driver is finished, you just finish your own lap. You finish the lap that you're on, and then that's the end of your race. You don't go on and continue an extra 12 laps or 15 laps, whatever it is. How much is the VPN? It's $1. $1 for the month. Whatever currency it is, it all just translates over to $1. Can you update the display adding the gear? I would love to, but there's unfortunately just not enough space on the screen right now. So I'll have a think if I can figure something else out. But it's a bit tough. Is the VPN for the live race? Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Okay. Let's see, what else is going on? Hamilton, 2.6 seconds. Max Verstappen dropped off the back there. What's he done? Big mistake there in one of the sectors, because clearly, on the previous lap there, he is nearly a second slower than Norris. And Norris sets a 1:22.3. Norris picks up the pace also. I'm not going to say Max just makes a mistake, but I think it's a combination of the two. And... well, yeah, Max is now 1.8 seconds back, with only 4 laps left to go. Will he be able to get the overtake done? It is full, no risk, full push for Max Verstappen right now. That's what he's got to do. Lance Stroll back into the pit lane. You recently said that you hadn't missed any races and you jinxed yourself. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I definitely did just jinx myself, but it is what it is, right? Jet Boat Racing just woke up. Oh my goodness me, bro. You have missed a lot of good action, a lot of good racing. The extended highlights are definitely one to watch for this one. The first stint, Charles Leclerc versus Russell versus Hamilton versus Antonelli. What a battle we had. What's my name? My name is Larry. Go follow me on Instagram. It's F1Game_official. I'll be posting a few things here and there.
Around VF. Mercedes are going 1-2. Mercedes 1-2, Ferrari 3-4.
The highlights will be cinema, yeah, indeed they will be. Oh, Gabriel Bortoleto, quickest across the line to 323 kilometers per hour as he goes across the line, deploying his overtake, trying to overtake Lindblad. Was that the optimal place to deploy his battery? Seems like it is within half a second now.
Gasly and Ocon are also 43 laps old. That hurts.
Why is the gap between Max and Norris 2 seconds now? Because Max clearly can't close the gap back up again. He made a mistake, and Norris pushed really hard on one lap, and yeah, that's about it really. After getting the VPN, where do I watch the race? It's Service TV, folks. Service TV, Austrian VPN server. There you go. Austrian VPN server, Service TV. Stroll doing more laps on soft tyres. I guess they paid for all of the soft tyres from Pirelli, so you might as well use all of them. Less than 2 seconds between Leclerc and Hamilton. Oh my goodness me. 2 laps remain of this race. 2 laps remain. And... well, George Russell is in the lead by 4.4 seconds ahead of his teammate. Does the VPN offer only last for 1 month? It does. And then once you finish, you can renew onto a $3 a month contract for the year. But if you just want to pay for $1, you totally can do that. You can pay for the $1 and cancel the subscription. So, yeah. Is Mercedes going to pit? Absolutely not. There's no way they're pitting now at the end of this race. Okie dokes. We've got nearly 36,000 people tuned into the live stream. Much appreciated, folks. Hope you are all enjoying the coverage, and it's good to have you here watching the coverage on the F1 Gamer channel. Looks like we might again be the biggest live stream on YouTube. Yeah, more people watching than P1, Matt and Tommy, and yeah, good to see. And to be honest, we've got the hashtag best fans, as Lewis Hamilton would say. Hashtag best fans watching here. Okie dokes. Here we go then. So, Bortoleto within 0.8 of Lindblad. We've got Verstappen within 2 seconds. Hamilton within 1.3. It's the final lap of the race. Hamilton is within 1 second of Charles Leclerc. Oh my goodness me. What is going on there? We have got Sergio Perez has been lapped 3 times now. Cadillac, 3 laps. They've been 3 laps down. That is how much they are back. Ooh. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. George Russell, he has been happy since pre-season testing. He has been smiling an awful lot, and that just shows the confidence that he has got in the Mercedes power unit. The team back at Brackley have done an incredible job with the power unit, getting that compression ratio up into 18:1, passing the FIA test. George Russell delivered an absolutely sensational qualifying lap yesterday to go 0.8 clear of the field. Mr. Saturday did his job on Saturday. He might even turn into Mr. Sunday because he has led brilliantly from the second stint onwards. He comes out of the final corner to win the first race in 2026. Are we entering the George Russell era? What a race this has been. What spectacular battles we had in the first few races. It's first few laps. It's a Mercedes 1-2, George Russell P1, Antonelli P2, Charles Leclerc comes home in 3rd position, 0.6 ahead of his teammate Lewis Hamilton. It's a Ferrari 3-4. This year, they can fight. This year may just be Ferrari's year if they play their cards right. Lando Norris is in 5th position, 2.6 seconds clear of Max Verstappen, the driver that he beat to the world title last year, and Lando Norris is coming through the final few corners. The McLaren team have got a lot of work to do, but they've got the right power unit behind them, and it will be good to see what progress they can make going into China next week. Max Verstappen comes across the line in 6th position. That is not going to be too many points for him. His teammate Isaac Hadjar retires due to reliability issues, and Red Bull will not be so happy about that one. And that is the end of the race, folks. Only the top 6 drivers ended up on the lead lap, and we had Behrman getting lapped, Lindblad getting lapped, and well, what a race it has been. Audi score points on their debut with Gabriel Bortoleto in 9th position. We have got Gasly in 10th position as well. It's good to see them scoring points. Williams, unfortunately, no points scored for them. Same thing can be said for Cadillac. Same thing for Aston Martin. Great job, awesome drive from George Russell. And we've had 5 DNFs. In fact, 2 did not start. Piastri had a battery issue before the race even begun and crashed. Hulkenberg had a power unit issue before the race begun. Hadjar, Bottas and Alonso had issues during the race itself. And Stroll managed to complete the race 15 laps down. Okay. Well, that has been the Australian Grand Prix, folks. We will be back in 1 week's time in China. We will have a sprint race as well, so it's going to be a sprint weekend. So just FP1, and then immediately into sprint quali, then sprint race, then the normal quali, then the normal race. So what I'm going to do now, folks, I'm going to redirect you over to the Chinese Grand Prix. If you guys could smash the like button on that stream, you could hit the like button, the reminder button, much appreciated. Keeps the channel going, keeps us at the top of the algorithm. And honestly, mega race that we've had. We'll see if the drivers have slightly different opinions on the racing aspect of things now. Because, yes, during qualifying, there was a lot of management. There was a lot of energy management going on. I, in fact, saw Piastri do lifting and coasting during his qualifying lap. But if the racing is all right, then will the drivers make the compromise? Maybe from the drivers' perspective, they could have been doing racing when they were doing racing, but from their perspective, they could have also been trying to manage the battery half the time and not actually trying to attack. So, will the drivers say that they enjoy it? Will they not? What will Max say? He's made 14 positions gained. He's done a lot of this overtake button work and things like that. So let's wait and see. So yeah, folks, it's been an incredible pleasure to commentate to you guys. I do desperately need some sleep, and I will be back. I'll be back for China, and well, it's going to be a very exciting season. To be honest, very, very exciting season. It looks like Mercedes might dominate in quali. It looks like they've got a party mode under their belt. But during the races, the Ferraris are there, and their race starts were crazy. The race starts, you've got to say, even if it's third position where Charles Leclerc qualifies, or fourth position where Charles Leclerc qualifies, he can, well, just jump up into P1, because that power unit off the line is mega. Absolutely mega. Okay, so yeah, that's all from me. I'm going to end the stream. I'll take you over to the Chinese Grand Prix stream. Hit the like button, hit the reminder button. I'm sure some of you already have, because I just repurposed the quali stream that I missed. But it's it's a good day to be a Formula One fan. It is a very good day to be a Formula One fan. All right, I'll pin that message in the chat, and I shall see you all